Good afternoon, this is Colton with Bill Brothers Roofing and Solar doing digital roof inspection here for a homeowner out in the San Diego area. We're inspecting a low sloped roof, so we're going to have a low sloped roofing system on it. But first thing we like to do is inspect underneath the eave so we can understand kind of the wood. Now this home looks to have been flipped at some point, but we can see the typical color selection of white and black. You know, we always want to replace damaged wood when we do a roof replacement project. Looks like this roof, once we get up there, we can kind of tell the age of it, but we can see some fascia damage right here where these two connect right here. It's very common on the connection of two fascia boards, but other than that, the wood looks to be in good shape, but it's really hard to tell because it's painted. Getting on the roof here, this is our fascia board, then we have our drip edge metal right here, and then we have our modified bitumen torch down roof. It's a low slope roofing material that's used because we don't shed water incredibly fast on this roof, so we use a lower slope roofing material rather than shingles as seen on the neighbor. But it's a rolled roofing system where you roll it out and actually used a hot basically flamethrower to heat up the underside and basically weld the seams together. The issues that arise on this roof are that it is tar based, it absorbs a lot of heat and can contribute to attic hotness. And then also the issues that arise is that with the tar based you know, basically backbone of this roofing material, it typically pulls away from the edges a lot of times, and that's where we see our issues occur. Now there's been some mastic repairs. The issue I see with this roof is the install. I'm not seeing a lot of bleed out. Bleed out is on these seams. You want to see about an inch of tar bleed out. That's actually going to adhere the seam, right? You know, you can see a lot of places where you can actually put your finger underneath in an area where water can get trapped and pulled in. And then if we go over here to the side, right, we can see areas where the flaps are kind of just flapping up. Water has a way to get underneath there, right? So there's been some repairs done maybe where it was really bad, but yeah, the concern is that, you know, you're able to essentially, if you're able to get a finger underneath this, right, well then you're really able, water's going to be able to get under that. And so I just would have liked to see a little bit more bleed out on this roof, on the seams, because I think it'll lead to the premature you know, expiration of this roof. Right, you can see right there, if we work down these ridges, right, I mean, I can get my finger underneath there, right there. And then working over here on this hip right here, we can see it's consistent where you can get your hand and kind of pull that up, right? Let's check out the edge of the roof. And yeah, this is our concern really with you know, sections where basically the edge of the roof can kind of pull up. So age of the material itself, I'd say between 5 and 7 years. But you know, you can see on these hips really is where the majority of the concern is you're able to kind of, you know, the weld isn't as secure as you would like without the adequate bleed out. So yeah, the roof is between 5 and 7 years. The mild debris on it isn't really an issue. It's nothing major. You do see some penetrations that could be resealed, like this one where you have access where water could get in between this flashing and this pipe that goes into the attic. But yeah, I mean, the material's not that old. Roof's 5 to 7 years old. The question is the workmanship of the installation. So you know, the surefire fix would be put another layer of a more efficient roofing material called TPO over the top of it, or we could do an extensive tune-up where we kind of reseal and weld the seams. Thank you very much. We'll pass this along to the homeowner.